Hey guys, this is Andrew with AndroidCentral.com, and this is the Toshiba Excite 7. The Toshiba Excite 7 is Toshiba's latest low-end, smaller Android tablet, coming in at just $169. It's definitely not one of its pro level tablets like the latest 10-inch Excite Pro, but it does borrow a lot of the same design characteristics with this kind of dimpled hard plastic back that curves around to the sides, large black bezels, on-screen buttons of course, and just overall nice finishes. But on the inside you'll find where Toshiba kind of cut some corners. We're looking at a kind of off-brand rock chip quad-core processor at 1.6 gigahertz, alongside 1 gig of RAM, and powering this LCD display that's a very unfortunately low 1024 by 600. That's about 170 pixels per inch. And we say it's really unfortunate because even some lower end tablets that we've seen come in with at least 1280 by 800 or something like that. 170 DPI is just a little low. And on here we have the brightness turned up about 75%. And the viewing angles just aren't fantastic. The colors aren't fantastic. Everything's a little washed out, and there's nothing you can really do at 1024 600. You're just going to have a less than desirable viewing experience. Walking around to the other edges of the device here really quick, you see that we have a pair of stereo speakers on the bottom that actually sound pretty good. Around the side here, there is a power button. Around the top, you have all of the main ports here: headphone jack, USB charging, micro SD, a microphone port, and a volume rocker. And it's kind of interesting that you have the volume rocker on the like a side if you look at it in landscape, because then the power button is on top. So it's almost like they want you to use this more in landscape rather than portrait. But it does work just fine in portrait, as you would expect in for a 7-inch device, very similar to the recipe that Google and Asus have been working with the Nexus 7. The bezels are a little more reminiscent of the size, you can see with my thumb here, of the original Nexus 7 than the 2013 model, which has much smaller bezels on the sides. Continuing that comparison to the 2013 Nexus 7, this is the Excite 7 is a bit heavier, a bit larger bezels as I note, and a bit thicker as well. It nicely tapers off, and there's no sharp edges or anything like that, but you definitely feel the extra heft, and maybe the larger bezels were the best way to go, because it can be a bit tough to handle in one hand because of the extra thickness and weight. Overall, you're getting a really nice tablet experience though. We're looking at completely unfettered Android 4.2.2 on board here. Everything that comes along with that. Toshiba has only thrown in a couple of its own pre-installed apps. So everything here is mainly what we've installed ourselves. They just have a couple of pre-installed things, which is really nice to see. Performance is also pretty good, considering a kind of off-brand quad-core chip and 1 gig of RAM. Game performance was just fine. It's got a Mali 400 GPU in it. Games were good. I mean, I think that's probably part of the reasoning behind that is a lower screen resolution. Pushing 1024 by 600 is just not that hard, but in the end it does get the desired result of pretty good performance, if with just a couple hiccups here and there when you try to do some heavier multitasking. So that's your basic overview here of the new Toshiba Excite 7, and you can find our full review on AndroidCentral.com. Thanks for taking a look, guys.